That was very good. On behalf of the family, we just want to thank you for coming today and helping us celebrate. It's a great opportunity to recognize 60 years, which doesn't happen very often. And so we're grateful for that. So in their honor, we boys want to share a few thoughts of our memories over the years. And so some of you might not know, but Mom and Dad got secretly married in high school. And then they lived in their own parents' homes separately. And that worked for a little while until they got caught, discovered. But I am grateful for them to do that because I was coming along soon after that. And so they did the right thing. And it was a good thing that they did that. The first 3 years of their life was probably the best years of their life.
Oh boy!
Before the rest of the boys were born, but they were a little bit, they liked to live on the edge. I can remember as a young child being in the trunk of a car with Shirley as we got snuck into a drive-in theater to watch a family show called Psycho. And I think that began my downfall into those kind of scary things. I remember Clint passing out watching Jaws. That was a nice family show. So yeah, they like to live on the edge a little bit, but that was our life. There was a big change in their life, and we all were affected by it because suddenly we started going to church 3 times a week, and so that was a dramatic change. I can remember, going from Jaws to going and seeing David Wilkerson's convert, Nicky Cruz. And the night I was 12 or so, Nicky Cruz shared, and that was the first time I heard the voice of the Lord speaking to me. And so that was a good thing to get involved in. And there was lots of other good things like that. We grew up in a sports family, and that was one of the things that we like to do is go out and throw a football around or baseball. And, we would kick up those baseballs with a lawnmower later on when we couldn't find it out the boondocks. But Dad was always there, and they were always very supportive. I would be resting for a ball game, and Mom would slip a note underneath my door saying, Schwartz is our number one, and you're gonna kill it tonight, But we were very competitive, and I remember, running the football a lot. And one night I got hit pretty hard, and Dad kind of got on me after the game. I said, Dad, I got hit between the legs, and I couldn't hardly move, but I was still moving. And but we talked about it. We talked about the game after the game. That was something I enjoyed doing with my kids as well over the years. I remember when I was 12, 13, I was kind of awkward, and he had John come over, Uncle John come over, and they had me go out and run in the backyard. I was really lanky and long and lanky and clumsy, and I remember trying to run and coming back, they're both just got their heads down like this. There's no hope. But they helped me quite a bit. Mom and Dad sent Nancy and I, when we were first married, on to a marriage encounter weekend. And they would invest in our marriages. They would invest in books that we could have to help raise our kids. And so they did that. Dad was involved in Evangelism Explosion at Locust Grove Mennonite Church. And him and Jim Carpenter and several others. And people were getting saved, and they started a Bible study. And eventually, Nancy and I started going to the Bible study as well, and it grew to the point where we had to split the misfits up with the others that were a little bit more healthy. And it was through that healthy group that we ended up eventually starting Firm Foundation Ministries out of that. So there was a lot of work that was done, and a lot of nights that we came over, and they watched our kids during Bible study days. And David, Debbie remember those days. Kevin and Tammy was part of that. So that was a lot of fun. Now they watch our kids and our grandkids. They're active. They were young parents. Dad and I are 19 years apart. So So that's how we keep track of our ages. Remember one, we're all right. And they were young grandparents, and they are young great-grandparents. But they're actively involved in our lives, and we're so thankful that they have demonstrated what it means to persevere through a long time. 60 years is a long time, and that's a great example for us. And so, thank you. Let's get on. This is my younger brother, David. He's going to share a little bit.
Did you get them all warmed up? All right, hallelujah. Yeah, it is. It's a real joy to be able to celebrate 60 years. I remember the 50th, and we look forward to the 70th. So, hallelujah for that. If I would start at the beginning, this is the way I kind of remember it. A little differently than maybe my brother Doug and Clint. I decided I'm just going to talk to the very end because I don't want him to talk at all. So, no, this is actually very short. But the way I remember it is I was taxied home from the hospital in 1966. Newborn child, welcome to the family in a GTO, 65 GTO. I think Clint came home in a 69 Bug, and Doug, I'm pretty sure he came home in like a 41 horse and buggy. So, I don't know if that's prophetic or what. Some things I wrote down, one is gardening. Oh my word, my parents and their garden. Their garden is bigger than our first property that we own, including the house and the garage. And it's never gotten any smaller, just bigger if anything. We spent a lot of time out there. I don't recall seeing Dad doing any weeding, but with boys spent a lot of time there. That's why our backs are like they are. Even today, they go out and every spring, Dad's out there and he's got the rotiller going and it's getting bigger if anything. And they go to McDonald's every day. I don't know who the garden is for, but they have to garden. That's in their blood. This might go back to our grandparents, I'm not sure. But I mean, they were born after the Depression. I have no excuse, but they're good at it. They're very good at it. Family dinners. I do remember that we would sit around the table and we would eat our family dinners together every night, the way I remember it. Mom would always make a worm meal.
That'd be great.
And I appreciate that. One thing about the warm meals I didn't appreciate was it had to do with the garden. And that was the beans, green beans. As I remember it, we ate a lot of green beans, and we were first married, and my wife made me a nice meal, and she had some green beans on there. I said, oh, what is that? What is that? I said, oh, green beans? I made you some bread. You don't ever have to do that again. I'm done with green beans. It's honestly only been like the last 5 years I've started enjoying green beans. So it took a little while to get them out of my system, but I'm healed. Some time we spent with the cousins and aunts and uncles. We enjoyed so much going to the aunts and uncles. Our aunts and uncles, you're just our heroes. You really are. All of you. And the cousins, so much fun. The ones that were more my age, Kurt, I remember going over there and rolling down they got that big old hill, and I don't know what we were doing, but we rolled down this big old hill, got to the bottom, and my brother Clint rolls over and punches me right in the nose. I said, what was that for? You rolled over me. Oh my goodness. I owe you one, Clint. It's the only time he's ever done that. Going to Rob Fisher's and destroying all his motorcycles and snowmobiles. We had a lot of fun over there. I remember going one time to Ricky, and Ricky's here, and with Wayne going over there. And I think we were up late one night, and we got into Janice's Easy Bake Oven. And we go, what are we going to have? We got to cook something up here. So we went down, we got in the refrigerator, and there was some steak in there. I don't think I'd ever seen steak before. So I was like, we cooked up some steak in the Easy Bake Oven. That was an awesome time. I think Chris was looking for us next day, but that was long gone. We did go through some hard times. My parents, and many of you here, you didn't have the child tax credits like we have today. My dad, he didn't get, at Baroque, we get bonuses on occasion. Some of us do. They didn't have anything like that to bail them out. And they got through it. And I just admire them for that, whatever hardships that might have been. I do remember a statement that Dad paraded around more than once. I read an article one time. It says, each child you raise will cost you $1 million. I'm pretty sure that Doug used up $2 million and Hunt and I got a $500,000 apiece. He went to Boy Scouts and got all the new clothes and I don't know, nothing left for us, but yeah, I don't know what it was, but we saw these movies that he's talking about, and that was in part because they couldn't get anybody to babysit us 3 boys. I don't know what was right. It had to be my brothers. They screwed it up for me. I think Sandy, your sister, yeah, she watched us. You did too. Yeah, that hardened them for life. But even though today, looking back, I know that we went through some financial hard times at different times. We never knew it as children. We never knew it as children. They took care of all of our needs, and I appreciate that. I do remember one time that I just went charging upstairs into Mom's bedroom. And I don't think I've ever told her this before. But burst into her like I usually do. I don't know why. Hey, Mom! And she was kneeling beside the bed. And on the bed was a few dollars and some change. And she was praying. And that really, it touched me at the time, but I didn't know what for. Because I didn't know if we were going through hard times or what. But later on in life, I realized it was for more of Doug's clothes. So because we had to live with a lot of hand-me-downs, I got tired of talking about it, so Mom and Dad, they found this place, I think it was Sears, I'm not sure what, but they found these jeans, they were called Tough Skins. And they were designed to there was actually a warranty, I think a lifetime warranty or something like that. These will not get holes in them. Well, yeah, they won't get holes in them because they're made of steel plate right through here. I mean, if you go patches built right in, it's like you walk around like this. You wonder why we have sore knees today. When you took them off, if you rocked them just right, they would walk into the corner of your room.